All right, Shawn, with helping, dozens and dozens of these clients from really all around the country and, well, even out of the country, what are kind of the top two, three areas that seem to be just drawing the majority of the people?
That's a great question. So honestly, everyone comes in saying, "Hey, I want Boise, I want Boise." But I'd say the top three areas is honestly we don't even typically start in Boise, depending on our customers' wants and needs. But usually it's Boise, Meridian, and Nampa.
Hmm.
Those are our top three that are very popular right now.
Right. And so with the whole Treasure Valley, and we've done so many different videos, it really seems people are hitting those hard, and that's the majority of the questions. So we're doing a little heavyweight boxing match right now. We're going to go through and talk about some of these client stories of why they chose one over the other. We're going to be talking about the feels, the amenities, the lifestyles, the differences, kind of the pros and cons of each area. This is really going to help you with narrowing down that search when moving to the Boise area. So if you really want to know the differences of all those areas, we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? My name is Jackson Wilkie.
Shawn Tomich.
That's right. We are the Living in Boise team. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and the differences of these major cities, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we are honestly getting so many phone calls, emails, text every single day from people moving and relocating here. We absolutely love it. So moving anywhere in this Treasure Valley, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Boise, Idaho. All right, Shawn. So, the thing we were talking about, man, they are really starting to hammer in on kind of those three major areas. There's incredible spots, moving out west, the Middletons, the Caldwell, to get more space, and Cuna's down to the south. But they're really targeting in on the Boise, Meridian, and Nampa. So first and foremost, let's just kind of start with the feel. When you hear those three different ones, and maybe throw a client story in there too, what have they really been feeling the differences in all three?
So there are big differences in
Hmm.
all three. However, they're all three connected, just like pretty much all of the cities in our Treasure Valley here. So it's as you're driving in between them and to them, etc. You don't really know where you've started one and left the other.
Yeah.
However, that said, that when
Small
you
town
are in,
problems.
yeah, exactly. When you are in Boise, we have much more of a city feel. So to give a brief description of Boise, because a lot of people want that, is we have all of the big city attractions, all of the big city restaurants. We have the shopping, we have all of those things, except a little bit smaller version and much cleaner with less crime, etc. That's why everybody wants to be here.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what you're going to feel in Boise is you're going to feel you're going to feel like you're in the city. You have restaurants, you have shopping, everything's nearby, and it's just all neighborhoods, just kind of everywhere in Boise. So that's kind of what Boise feels like. Boise stands for the city of trees. And so as you look down into Boise, it really is a valley, and
Hmm.
it's just very green and lush and tree-like because the river flows through it, and that's kind of a good depiction of what Boise looks like and
Yeah,
feels like.
that walkability, right? Just get to things like this is kind of what you
Yes,
see where
absolutely.
I'm not like, I need a little bit more space, right?
And that's the big difference between us
Yep.
and people coming from Seattle or people
Hmm.
coming from the Bay Area, which are the probably two of the biggest areas people are
Yep.
coming from right now. Is that if you're in the middle of the city there, yes, you do have access to everything, but just to get across town, you're like an hour,
Hmm.
sometimes more, just to get across town to your favorite restaurant. As in here, if you're in Boise, you're 10 minutes to your favorite restaurant, pretty much anywhere in Boise.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the other thing is, okay, amenities, walkability close, but does
Mhm.
Meridian have this? Does Nampa have that? So when it comes to amenities, again, is that something when these clients are reaching out, they're kind of fearful of if they get away from downtown Boise?
That's what they kind of think. They think that, hey, Shawn, I'm into trails, I'm into outdoors, I want to be close to the mountains, I want to be close to trail systems, etc. So I need to be in the middle of Boise, or I need to be downtown Boise is where I need to be. And then I end up talking to them and talking through things with them. And what their expectation is, coming from where they're from, is that to be close to trails from where they're from, it's an hour and a half away.
Out there.
However, you might think you need to be downtown Boise to be close to trails, but I can put you in Nampa, which is where I live, and it's 20-25 minutes to the downtown Boise trails.
Yep.
So you don't necessarily need to be located in downtown Boise, and some people can't exactly afford that price point either. And so a lot of times I might stick them out in Nampa, which is only 25 minutes to everything that they want.
Has any of the clients really gone through like the Boise Meridian area, and then once they go into Nampa, it's like, oh my gosh, this is it, or vice versa? They started in Nampa and went in. What were kind of their thoughts when they saw the big difference?
I've had that happen on every one of the cities. So like seriously, people come in, hey,
Yep.
I saw all this stuff about Caldwell and I saw all this stuff about Nampa. Let me tell you about like where I live and about my house, and I want to find that in Nampa or Caldwell. And that's where I want to be. And we start talking about it. I'm like, actually what you're describing is Eagle. And that's going to be a more comfortable place for me to put you, considering the lifestyle that you currently live, the culture that you're used to, et cetera, et cetera. So that, I mean, it happens all the time where someone comes in and says, hey, I want to be in Meridian, I want to be by the village. And I end up putting them in Caldwell or downtown Boise, just depending on the very specific location and their price point that they're looking for too. So
Yeah.
it happens on every one of those cities where someone comes in saying, hey, I've been on. So one thing, Jackson, there's this amazing website out there. I think it's Google, I think it is.
Yeah.
And people get on there and they can find out everything
Yep.
they think they know about the city until they talk to someone that actually lives there. And they're like, oh, okay, I didn't really know that that's what it was like.
So this is the thing that the picture we've been trying to paint, and we're now trying to really answer, the FAQs and live through past client stories to help you, because now we're truly understanding, even though we are a small town, like it's completely different vibes and it's a feel thing. So the whole, what we hear from every client, oh my gosh, I was reading about this, I was reading about that. And that does nothing for you, because they'll read about it and it's perfect. And then all of a sudden you drive them through a different area and they just feel it like this is it. Right. So we do welcome you guys to go back to the channel. We vlogged every major area and showed you this so that you can see it. That was our whole goal with it. But yeah, there's massive differences that are 3 minutes apart, 5 minutes apart.
Yeah. One of my clients that just moved in from, it was Southern California. Mm-hmm. I put them right in between Boise and Meridian, almost like on the line. And we have a gas station here that's very popular called Maverick Country Stores.
Mav, baby.
Yeah. And where adventure calls, that's their motto. And so, but my client realized that, and when they were looking from the map, they realized that their house was directly behind a gas station. And they were way concerned. And I was like, and I was scratching my head. I was like, why are they so concerned about this? I didn't get it, because everyone here loves Maverick and it's like close and it's like walking distance and you can go and get things when you need it. It's super clean and nice and convenient. And I realized it's because of where they're coming from.
Yep.
If you think about big cities and Southern California and Seattle's and Portland's, things like this, think about what the gas stations look like.
Exactly. No, they don't even really have the big convenience store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they're thinking is like, when I pull up to one of those places, there's like a lot of them, I don't even want to get out of the car. You've got people out there begging and loitering, and that just, it's just gas stations in big cities. They're not a clean place. That's where beggars hang out, et cetera, et cetera. And here it's completely different. There's none of that ever.
And we're going to get, go get that Moab burrito. I'm telling you, it's called the mother of all burritos, the Moab. Oh my goodness. So this is the Mav is like the place to be. And it almost increases your property value, because that's the hangout, man. You go meet there before, a hunting trip or whatever, you can load up, but go get you a Moab burrito.
But no, but there's these differences in what people are used to. And then when they come here, it's just night and day. And like, now that they're here, they're so happy it's there. It's like, oh, it's so nice. And it's just right there. And
So you don't always have to live by the Mav, but you will live and die by the Mav. Let's talk about the biggest thing that's, obviously people have something in their mind, thoughts, of what they like, but it all boils down to cost. What do you find the major cost differences are in the three?
So Boise and the Eagle area, Boise Eagle, we'll tie that together a little bit for this comparison. Those are going to be your higher price point. That's going to be your home values are going to be much more higher in that area. That's where a lot more of the demand is.
Yep.
It's the big city, it's the capital city, so that's where
And
demand
not a
is.
lot of room to grow.
Right. It's not a lot in
Almost
the
done.
middle of Boise. Yeah. And then, Eagle is its own entity, so it's the price points up there as well. Moving into Meridian, you can actually get into Meridian at great price points. There's plenty of homes to choose from, and we'll get into the climate of our market here on another call, because that's something that's
Yep.
really important to talk about. But what were we talking about?
Well, no, the cost and the price. So let's say,
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking for, my example. Let's say if I was coming from out of town and family, couple kids, want a really nice, nice, almost newer home. Like what, maybe the different prices of Nampa versus Meridian and Boise.
So the difference is going to be the biggest comparison is going to be Ada County, which is the Boise area,
Yep.
and Nampa, which is Canyon County.
Yep.
And those two price differences for new construction is almost $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wanting to move to Nampa and build a new home, it's going to be about $100,000 less than Boise, and resales about 50 grand difference. It might even be more than that right now. There is a little bit more of a variance, but I'd say on average you're going to spend about 50 grand more in Nampa than you are in Boise.
Yep. So, and that's what we see. I mean, it's very typical amongst cities, kind of the farther you get out. But
Right.
that also brings me kind of to my next and final question too. Are there any real kind of like secret spots that the locals know, like in the Nampa, in the Meridian area, that you're showing some of these clients they're really liking?
There's a couple, and there's a very specific product that people love. I love it, and a lot of my clients coming from out of state love it. And it's the 2-car garage with the attached RV bay.
Yeah, baby.
And it's just when you pull into that garage and you get inside that garage with this giant RV bay with like 15-20 foot ceilings, it's like the size of another house. It's just unreal. And you can put your RV in there. You can put your camper, your trailer, your boat with your wakeboard tower, which is my issue because I have a wakeboard tower on my boat. When I try to pull it into my shop, every winter I have to take the tower down. It's a big pain in the butt. And with those RV bays, you can just pull right in, leave your truck attached, take off, go to the lake. I mean, it's a phenomenal product. And so I've got clients that specifically want that product. There's a lot of it being built in Boise, a lot of it in Eagle and Star, Middleton area.
Yep.
But Nampa, it's few and far between. So there's only a couple little subdivisions in Nampa that are doing that and that have that product available. And so, yeah, I just had a client come into town a couple weeks ago, and I took them exactly to those 2 specific neighborhoods in Nampa that have that product, and they were ecstatic about it.
It's the lifestyle, and that back in the day was like the bigger the shop, the better you are type thing. And it was like the most genius move I ever saw by builders was attaching that right to the house. Because the big problem in the day, I remember, I mean, you had the house and then you wanted the shop and you had to go get it approved, and it's a 40 by 40 or 20, whatever, and, completely constructed. But now it's a part of the house. You don't actually have to have like all of this space. And I know people move to Idaho like, oh, I want all my space. Well, it's kind of nice to have that brand new, nice new construction home with all the appliances that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and you don't have to keep up anything. And yet you either got the 3-car garage flat, because we got some clients who have 5-car, 3-4 cars, whatever, or you get the big 14-foot bay door and you can pull anything in there. You have a car lift in these freaking things. So
yeah, absolutely.
Those are, but they're very highly desirable, but obviously you're very good at finding those for our clients. But yeah, so
right.
Star, I know has a lot of those too. Those are some secret areas that people.
Yep. And they're nice little. They're a smaller. Some of them are a smaller home, so it's just a nice, good size home for you and your family. And then you've got this just big RV shop that's just amazing. And the thing that you have to think about also is the cost of building that shop after you had the home, just like you were talking about. The permitting, the contracting. I mean, you're going to spend $100,000 at least on putting that shop in after the fact versus getting it into your new construction home for probably a $30,000 upgrade. So it saves you a ton of money too. So
yeah. So I mean, as you heard there, the they're so close to each other from Nampa to Meridian to Boise, but they have vast differences. And again, it's a feel
Absolutely.
thing. I mean, you're going to drive through one that you read on paper and read on Google that's amazing, and you're going to get in there and be like, that was not what I thought. So a lot of this can be almost, helped or prevented ahead of time before you make plans to come travel, and meet up with Shawn and the team. And that is, when you reach out and you go, okay, just like he mentioned with his client, oh, I have these 3 things, this style of home. Well, we know not only just like a city that fits you, but a street, a certain neighborhood. Like you tell us 2-3 things and we're like, okay, I know some incredible areas that are exactly that. That can help you. So the only way that we can help you do that is you got to reach out. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Boise, Idaho. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.
Thanks a lot.